Hey golfers, in this next video I'm going to show you how to stop lifting up in golf downswing. Are you guilty of this? This video will fix it up for you once and for all. Sound good? Keep watching. Hi, it's Troy from hittingitsolid.com here. Thanks for watching. So let's talk about this, how to stop lifting up in golf downswing. So what does it mean when we talk about lifting up in the golf downswing? So from down the line, typically lifting up will indicate you're either early extending or pulling your pelvis area closer to the golf ball. So it looks something like this as we make a backswing. You might be okay in your backswing, but as you get on the downswing, you get taller, you get further away from the golf ball, you get really high hands. It involves a lot of scooping sort of action on the golf ball like that. And as I said, that's often called early extension, and that's getting that pelvis area closer to the golf ball. So getting taller in the golf downswing is a bad thing. If anything, we want to be getting lower to the golf ball. That way we stay in posture. We've got a much better chance of making consistent contact with the golf ball. Now, super important, the main reason you're struggling to stay down in the downswing and the main reason you're lifting up, most likely is you're coming down either steep or you have a wide open face. So from this angle here, if you come down really steep with the shaft like this, standing up or getting taller is usually done in an effort to try and square the club face. Or if you've got a wide open face, something like that, a lot of golfers stand up to give themselves room to either shallow the club or enough room to time some sort of flipping action with the golf ball. So it's important you address those issues, getting a square club face and making sure you shallow out that golf club. Now, towards the end of this video, I'm going to show you a simple drill that will stop you from lifting up in the golf downswing. But in just a moment, I'm going to show you some key moves that you can start doing right away to get this sorted. It's coming up. Okay, here's some great ways to help you how to stop lifting up in golf downswing. So we know what it looks like, and it obviously causes a lot of inconsistencies. You'll have a lot of trouble with keeping the face square. Club face will move a lot. You'll get anywhere from toe shots, thin shots, fat shots, everything in between. Okay, so what are some things you can do? Well, it all starts at setup, and I see so many golfers that set up over the ball looking something like this with a lot of knee flex, way too much knee flex. And what happens when you have a lot of knee flex at setup? Typically the opposite will happen in your downswing. If you have a lot of knee flex, when you get to the top, the first thing your body wants to do is relieve tension in those knees, and the first thing it'll do, it wants to straighten. You get taller, high handle, get in that flippy motion. So really important at setup, you don't have those knees too bent. I only like to have them just slightly bent. So something more like this, not like this, just a slight flex there. And in your downswing, I want to increase that flex. So as I make my backswing, on my downswing, I want to increase the flex when I shallow the club and rotate and come through to impact. Simple setup change there can make a huge difference, help you stay in posture and help you to stop lifting up in the downswing. The other thing to think about, I spoke about that hip, about those hips. Now, I want you to try and get even more hip depth in your golf swing. So if we start off here, if I was to draw a line right down my butt there, right towards the ground there, we're obviously trying to maintain that line, maintain our posture. What I want you to try and do as you make your golf swing, try and feel like your butt gets further back, particularly in the downswing. As you get back, really feel like you're pushing out. As you shallow, feel like you're getting more hip depth in your golf swing. That way you'll be able to stay in posture better and you'll look something like this. Get more hip depth and get into a better impact position. Now tying in with that, a great feel to have is something that I know that Tiger, I think someone asked him years ago what he feels in the golf swing, and he said, I like to feel my right hip going back on the backswing, my left hip going back in the downswing. And the reason he said that is because if you have that feel like this, you'll stay in posture so much easier. If I make a backswing and I think right hip back, I get back, and if I'm thinking the same on the downswing, I get that really good depth in my hips, pushing back, stay in posture, give yourself a lot more room to shallow, open up, and get the club coming through to the impact position. So those few keys there really help you to stay in posture, stop lifting up, and make an even better golf swing. So coming right up, I'm going to show you this really simple exercise you can do anywhere that will fix it all up for you for good. It's coming up. So another great way, and a bonus way, how to stop lifting up in the golf downswing, and I love doing this one, is as you're coming down, feel like you get a lot of side bend. Feel like you're really bending on the side here, and post impact, make sure your head is on the side looking down at your target like this. Most golfers, when they stand up, their head will be pretty much in a normal standing position looking down at their target line. But when you stay in posture better and get side bend, post impact, you want your head to be on this angle like this, looking down at your target line. That way you know you've stayed in posture better, you've maintained that distance from the golf ball, and you're in this sort of position here post impact. That's a great little key to remember on the golf course that can really improve your ball striking. Okay, here's a really simple exercise you can do to stop lifting up in the golf downswing. Now, I spoke earlier about the importance of making sure you don't have an open club face and you don't come down steep in the downswing. I've got a couple of videos on the channel that will address those, so make sure you check those out. Now, also, I forgot to mention earlier, really important you video yourself anywhere, basically at home or at the driving range or even on the course, to see that you are lifting up. A lot of golfers think they are and they might not be, and you'll be able to clearly see by putting a line on your backside just to make sure that is what you're doing incorrect. Alright, the drill. Grab yourself a sand wedge, preferably something with as much loft as possible. I've got a 58, anything around that will do just great. Now, what's so good about this drill is this fixes one of the big causes of you lifting up, and usually it's driven by this right heel or your trail leg. Most golfers, when they lift up in the downswing, it looks like this. This right leg really drives and lifts up, right heel gets off the ground, you get taller, all sorts of problems. Grab your wedge. Now I want you to put your trail foot or your right foot or right hander right on the face and have the butt end of the grip pointing somewhere up behind you. Now the idea of this is, I want you to make slow swings, keeping this in the air until impact, and then letting it drop down post impact. Now if you're doing this incorrectly, i.e. lifting up that heel, the club will just drop to the ground. That'll look something like this. Drops down way too early. I want you to stay down to impact. Now you may not necessarily do that at a full swing, but when we're practicing we want to exaggerate and really try to stay in that posture and not get tall in the downswing. Stay down, we want that heel down, and then post impact we can let it go. So that's a great drill you can practice to help you stop standing up or lifting up in the downswing and get into a great position. Now, super important, coming up, I've got an additional video that talks about tucking your pelvis in the downswing. This is critical because this ties in with this video, helping you stay in posture, get into a better impact position, staying down on the golf ball, and really crushing it. So make sure you watch it. It's coming up. Do you want to know how to make an even better downswing? Click and watch the video on your screen now. It's going to go into more detail about how to tuck your pelvis in the golf swing, in particular the downswing, which ties in really well with this video to make an unreal downswing. Do you want to know how to play even better golf? Consider subscribing to the channel. And remember, if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.